Good day, everyone. This is Mr. Ryan, the principal of the Arts Academy, and I'm going to walk you through our data team protocol. So as you start, you initially meet, make sure you go over the purpose, which is to look over the data from the CFA for the learning unit. Review the norms, be on time, be prepared, respect each other, be engaged, listen, and follow the agenda. The first thing you do here is where it says PLC question number 1. What do we want students to learn? Put the priority standards or the learning targets that you measured over this learning unit. So PLC question 1, what do we want students to learn? Review the focus of the assessment. Remember, ELA should be meeting with ELA, math should be meeting with math, social studies and science can either meet with ELA as a literacy team or they can meet separately and the arts team meets together. PLC question number 2, how do we do overall? So if we're measuring learning over a period of a month, how do we do overall? The number of students who took the assessment, how many exceeded, how many were at mastery, how many were at approaching, and how many were at still developing. Here, did we achieve our SMART goal? Just talk about, did we make growth? That's one of the main things we want to see from the pre-assessment to the end of the unit. We want to see growth. The next one, how do we know if they learned it? Break it down by learning target. So how many, learning target 1 here, I'm going to write the target. And then I'm going to break it down by target. Learning target 2, how did we do there? And break it down. So you really want to see where the learning target is. That way, during the flex time, we can give targeted support for kids based on this data. Okay, then we go down and we discuss the learning target. What are the strengths? And then what are the needs? The needs must be addressed during the flex block. So again, do you notice any targets of strengths by looking up here? And then do you notice any targets of need? So that is big here. The next piece is we're going to clearly examine and discuss the data. So students in equity, which students did not master the targets, which students mastered, and let's look at surprises, outlines, any kids with absences. Let's look at race and SPED and kids with EIP plans, ELL, and just kind of have conversations around students, specific students, and equity. And then let's look at the assessment. Which questions were challenging? Which CFA questions separate students from approaching and mastery, and just kind of have those discussions and really examine the data. The summary statement of the data is a quick overall short paragraph on what the data tells you. Now, this part of the data analysis is quick. That's about 1/3 of the time that you have. The next 2/3, we really want to talk about the action planning. PLC question number 3, what will we immediately do for the students who did not master the learning target? And let's create an action plan. And then here are 4 blocks that we have. Assessment. How were the quality assessments used over the learning unit that you used in class? Did we really measure what students need to learn? Were they aligned to the rigor of the grade level standards? And did we spend enough time on each learning target? So this is just a great way to reflect on the assessments during the learning unit. Instruction. How will we support the students in class? How can you change instruction to meet the needs of the students? The big question here is, what can we stop doing? Is there anything we could stop doing because kids aren't learning? Let's stop doing it. And then flex time. With your partner, you're going to create flex time and prepare a lesson for the next day to address specific learning target or needs. How will you address your targets and needs with the students during this time? What is the plan? How can students redo and retake? How are you having conversations with kids about the unit and the common formative assessment? Again, we don't have college prep. And then PLC question 4, it's basically the same thing. Like, how can you extend learning for kids who are doing great stuff in the classroom and mastering everything? And then during flex time, what extension work can you give these kids? Then you are done. Here are some resources that I use to make this document if you ever want to read these and improve your knowledge on the data team process. I want to thank you all so much for your incredible work. This is a great time to kind of reflect on the results of the CFA and make an action plan in order to help students learn at high levels. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.